Alrighty, let's get Minecraft up and running in the background. Hybrid Pirates tonight. Alrighty, listening to Too High to Die by Populating. We'll finish shortly and then we'll be on to Captain Fred of the Tech Heads. Alrighty. Not sure why Twitch hasn't updated. Do an update all titles and hopefully get Twitch to update. There we go. Alrighty, let's spruik the stream in a couple of places. Alrighty. Why would you do that to me, Windows? Hello, hello. Welcome. Alright, just posting about my stream in a couple of places and I will get started shortly. A Minecraft window where I can see it better. Alrighty. Not too much longer, and we'll get the game up and running on the screen. Might as well go to this one. And we'll share it in one more place, and then we'll get onto the game. Alright, where's my VS Code window? I'll just clean that up as well so it's not too huge. There we go. Hit the game transition, and we'll get ready to stop the music. Alrighty, so here we are in creative mode, waiting for the game to load properly, in an endless lava ocean with some ships. So this one actually has mobs on it. So we have a bunch of piglins. Like some of them have fallen into the lava ocean, which is a little sad. But when they're freshly spawned, these ships actually look a lot better. So this is the world we've already been in on the left. And this ship here is stationary. It also has a crew, but it's a crew of zombified piglins. So what happens here is that these generate kind of like shipwrecks do in the overworld, except that I've just fixed the coding so they actually generate at the top of the lava ocean. So let's see if we can find another one. We'll get ourselves out of spectator mode to creative mode. Let's see if we can hijack this ship. Well, we might need to get rid of the striders that are under here, because I think the ship's got a little stuck. No striders there anymore? Okay, wonder why the ship's not working then. Let's see if we can take it over. Alright, we'll go try and find another ship in a little bit, but first, let's take care of this guy. Yes, we're in creative, just for testing purposes. Alrighty. Now, can we actually go anywhere? Like, maybe not. I need to get rid of the... part that controls the ship. Okay, and... what happens if we break this? Not going anywhere. Ship's not moving. Okay, we did have wind in the Nether, but it seems to have disappeared. Problem with sails in the Nether, not necessarily very practical. Can we turn the ship at all? We cannot. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. What happens if we turn this ship into a ship we can actually sail? Hi, Unchecked Dog. Good to see you. So we'll try actually, if we're doing what we would be doing in survival, to try and turn this ship into a usable ship. Although having a hoglin on here would not be fun. So let's grab ourselves a... what's it called again? A bottle. Dedication bottle, that's the one. We throw that at the ship. Should turn this into a ship. Oh, is that a... There's a ship sail. Interesting, it's actually got... tells us what the angle is. We're used to that. I think it's a little broken. Now, is this a ship or not? VS ship? VS get ship? No ship found. Okay, so it didn't actually turn it into a ship. Probably because it's sitting in lava. Didn't think that one through. It needs to be detached from everything else. So we need to actually drain the lava from underneath it to turn it into a ship. That's a little bit frustrating. Hadn't thought that one through, but it's a possibility. Alright, what about this one? Does this one want to move for us? This does count as a ship. The reason we're seeing the angle is because it wasn't a ship. Okay, what about if we teleport the ship and put it somewhere else? What's this ship called? It is called... Honor Weeder Cot. Let's see if we teleport the ship over here. We won't be able to do this in survival, of course, so it does make it a little bit harder to do. Oh, I need to give it coordinates. Teleport it here. Okay. Should drop it into the ocean. And do we have any motive power? We do not. Interesting. So this one doesn't have enough sails. Oh, the front sail's not up. That could be it. Well, it could be it just doesn't have enough sails. We're not moving. Okay, so too much drag from the lava. That's an interesting problem. Testing these, they did work originally. So, bit of a weird one. Alright. Well, what we might do is just fly off in a random direction. Like over here. To some new territory we haven't been to. Looks like this might be a nether fortress. Yep. Alright, so let's do a locate and see if we can find another ship. Structure. And let's go with an unwrecked ship. And a ship. 29, 30 blocks away. Was that the one we were at before? Let's find out. Let's make a note about coordinates. 21, 10, 487. This looks new. Alright. Hopefully we'll get something shortly. Just going to refresh one of my windows on my end. Ah, there we go. Because we teleported a fair way, it's just taking a little while to load. There should be a ship around here. There we go. They're firing at something. Oh gosh. Fire charges. Oh, they're just stepping on it, so they're randomly firing fire charges. That's funny. Okay. So, where's the nearest pirate ship? Alrighty. So we have Pirates. Another ship. Can't find one. It's having a bit of a conniption. Did it actually... Oh no, it did tell us. Okay, so it's that one over there. Doesn't want to teleport us. There we go. So there's a couple of different ships we'll get at the pirate side of things. This looks like the same one we had before. Hopefully this one's actually moving. Hopefully we get the crew spawning in shortly. Alright. Looks like we need some more sails. So these worked okay on the ocean, but on the surface ocean, but they don't work so well on the lava ocean, which is interesting. Well, grab some more sails and see what we can do about that. Maybe we just need to make the ship have a few more sails, and maybe it'll actually pick up some nether wind. Or it passes for wind in the nether. Yep, looks like it needs more sails. Okay. So we found a flaw with the current design of the ship. It's a little too heavy. It's also going backwards, but that's easy fixed. It's just a random direction based on placement of the helm. But we're seeing the ship move, which is what we wanted. We need to rethink the sail design on this one. Hello, Zora. Yep, unchecked doors on Twitch, and you're on the YouTube side of things. We're just trying to get this ship to move in the Nether Ocean. Apparently, I just thought it was a bit heavy. Okay, so we're staying still, and the ship is now moving, which is good. It's hard to tell it's moving, but it is moving. Or at least it was. Yeah, it's moving, it's just slow. So there are no landmarks around, it's hard to tell how fast we're actually moving. It's 1 block a second across the lava. Not even. Half a block a second. These piglins are not very good sailors, apparently. Well, they're better sailors than those ones. So this ship is not actually shipping. This one has sails that are not functional. It's not actually a functional ship. It's just a structure. A stationary ship, if you will. You can try and make it into a structure, but it doesn't seem to want to work very well because it's not separated from the lava. So, that's something we may need to work on. And these ships need more sails. That's getting a bit faster. Because they don't have proper wind in the Nether, it does make it harder. So we can update the structure to use the same number of sails as we've just added, and that will help. And it does make it a little faster. Still very slow. Got visible movement now, which is good. Alrighty, yeah, number one fan. That does seem to be the case according to the stats, Zora. I was pretty impressed with that. Basically watched every video I've made this year, whether it was a stream replay or a live stream. Or an edited video. The rare occasions when I actually managed to get those out with the frequency that I wanted to. Okay, so it is moving, but we definitely need more sails. So there's another ship that spawns occasionally. So if we can find one of those and see if we can catch up to it, because they're a lot faster. But obviously we'd need to experiment with sail designs for Nether ships a bit more. These ships are only really meant to be placeholders until I figured things out a bit more anyway. Still very slow. Good thing is we can furl these sails if we're not actually holding a sail block. Although they look a bit funky on this one. We seem to have lost the crew somewhere along here. Fallen off into the lava. Spoilers for what's in the cargo. Alrighty. So, let's head off to another random location in the Nether. Let's just pick somewhere we haven't been. We'll go there. See what's nearby. There is land, it's just really hard to find, like on the overworld. Alrighty. Not sure what you can hear in the background, so I'm just going to mute things for a sec. Yeah, not sure what's going on with the background. Yeah, we have some better ships. I'm trying to see if we can locate one because they just show up as a pirate ship in the structures. Um, it's a little harder to locate a specific type of ship. And I did base them on the unwrecked ships design, which is based on Minecraft ships, which are not really particularly accurate for ship designs. There's a much better one that we've got coming through. That's one of the designs from the pack that just happened to be fireproof, or mostly fireproof. So, where is the ship? There should be a ship around here. Around this general area. Sometimes they don't spawn, which is an issue. See if we can find a ship of the other type. Okay. Let's go find the other type of ship. We'll just wait for it to load. Seem to have some issues with not enough RAM, or not enough disk space. Something like that happening on the core machine is struggling a bit. Oh, there we go. We do have a ship here. So this is another one of the structure ships, and we have some actual land to stand on here as well. Go back up here and do another check for nearby pirate ships. So as you can tell, this would be a pretty nasty nether to be exploring. But yeah, the ship design is possibly the issue, and we're going to work on ship designs. And that's the ship we were at. Let's see where the nether ship is. That one. Does not want to show us the ship. I was hoping we'd get the other ship. It's about 3 ships, but 2 of them are very similar. Alright, so it looks like there's nothing here, but I'll just try heading back to general vicinity of the overworld. Teleport to this ship first. Center on this one. Alright. That's not working very well. So, we'll head back to the portal we came in from, if we can. Which I think might be back in this direction. Not sure. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of struggling to keep up with all the teleporting. Might just make a nether portal here and get back out. See where we end up. The other thing I was going to look at was getting some sea monsters happening. So there's a mod I was going to add for sea monsters. Also looking at adding some life to the Nether Ocean. Not just more ships, but Nether aquatic, not aquatic, but lava-dwelling Nether fish and things like that. So wanted to see if we could make that work. And with my standard created version of a nether portal. Where do we end up? Yeah, I'd need to adjust the config to make the sail block more powerful. I do also want to work on making a... Of course, we got the subspace bubble achievement there. Do also want to work on making a... fireproof sail and a fireproof buoy. And basically some fireproof additions to the sails and pirates side of things. So trying to learn modding with that. I'm probably underwater here, so let's go into spectator mode and see where we ended up. Yes, way under the ocean. Any land in sight? Does not look like it. Okay. Ah, there's a little bit of land. Or is that a shipwreck? That is indeed a shipwreck. Which implies land of some sort. But not really. This is one of the pirates' shipwrecks. And as you can see, the ships are considerably bigger than the little nether ships I was working with. Got some land over there as well, so let's head over that way. Oh, we're in survival mode. I wonder I can't fly. Yep, I didn't make the shipwreck. Credit goes to the mod creators for that. Okay. Got some nice ambience happening here, but it's a very small island. Yeah, don't have any pre-made ships here either, so... We really only got... if this was a survival spawn point, this would be pretty brutal. But we have the shipwreck nearby, so we could go and loot that and potentially turn it into a really janky ship. But yeah, this can be a very brutal survival experience, I've found. Alright, let's see if we can find something else. Let's look for a pirate's ship. Overworld one. $1,200 away. Not helping the file size of the world. Alright, so in warm ocean, deep lukewarm ocean. And there's a ship. It's a small ship as well. Oh, not a small ship. Small ship as in small ships, the mod, but a small ship as in physically small. Moving in a fair clip, and it's moving because it's got a captain. If we're in survival mode, these guys will be attacking us. But yeah, small lava-proof ship along these lines would be pretty cool too. Neverland from Peter Pan. Yeah, it's kind of. Alright, so we've got a very small jungle island there. So these guys are just going to fly around. Going to sail around in circles until they see something worth attacking. It does give us a chance to have a look at some of the world gen. As you can see, their sails ships can go quite fast. And these guys do have... Well, I think they're going to fall off. Nope, they've rubber banded back. So this is just standard pirate crew as well. These guys have bows. And they have general behaviours. You can customise the crew as you saw in the Nether. And we do have a ship that's a lot faster in the Nether already, which also shows up in the overworld. It's a basically it's a not necessarily a realistic ship, but a ship with more realistic proportions. It's based on some ships from movies and such, like a ghost ship type of arrangement. But yeah, we've got these guys going around in circles. So we'll have a look at this little island here. Little section of jungle. And if the generation's working properly, we might even get some pineapples around here. We've got pumpkins on the edge of that one. Got some parrots, that's very party. Crabs. And we got some giant lily pads, jungle lily pads. Alright, let's head over to that other little jungle island. Very small jungle island. Slightly bigger jungle island. Hoping to find some pineapples. We got melons. We got a bigger landmass, which is nice. Well, this would be a good little place to set up. We're playing survival. Ah, there we go. We've got some of the Ecologics desert that I haven't really seen. The prickly pears. Archipelago should be its own biome. Yeah. Well, that's sort of what the world gen does, is it just creates endless archipelagos and small islands. I don't see any pineapples though. I was hoping there'd be pineapples. It's more just showing off the biomes and things. You like the island? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a few biomes. It's got desert, it's got jungle, and it's got desert, jungle edge, I think. No, still jungle. But yeah, jungle island. You got cows, access to lots of wood. Sheep might be an issue. You might have to make a mob farm for spiders to get wool. Considering you can't tame can't tame meerkats, can't tame these guys called again jungle cats. Ocelots, that's the word I was looking for. So yeah, you can't tame ocelots to turn them into regular cats anymore, so you'd need to find, maybe get some resources together and get some resources together and cure some villagers. Set up a little village, get some cats. Potentially go searching for shipwrecks or some of the other ships. So let's see if we've got any of the unwrecked ships in the overworld here. Should be one nearby, hopefully. Yep. So we got a few different places we can find things. Should also be finding some villager rafts, which is another source of villagers, and potentially a source of wool and beds. What sort of ship have we got here? There are a few different types. It can be. This one's got villagers, so it's basically a floating village. Not much to it. Couple of chests. I won't spoil the loot in there. But yeah, very simple villager ship. And again, it gives you the option to have a starting point for making a larger ship. And there's also still the small ships option for getting started as well. Yeah, similar to the world. Oh look, there's a shipwreck over there. So the spawn area of this world was pretty cool as well. So yeah, there's a submerged shipwreck without the rocks nearby. Gives you a bunch of stuff to get started with, but also a bit of a challenge to get to. So there are a few mods that will help with that sort of stuff. You can make yourself a diving suit, and if you're lucky, you could also choose to go down the path of becoming a merperson. So lots of options. And supplementaries is in the pack as well, and that allows you to do a bunch of stuff with making like party themed towns and docks and things like that. Alright, let's have a look at the... we'll sleep so we get back to daylight. Have a bit of a look around at the general area. I might try and get back to that ship. So yeah, I've gone with deliberately deeper ocean to make it a bit more interesting. And a bit harder to just go digging for things. Unless you find a nice starting point, you could build a deep mine. Of course, if you do want to go underwater and down below the bed of the ocean, you can still find things like your mine shafts and strongholds. Also, we've got these little things here. I need to work on customizing them. But we've got messages in bottles. which you'll find periodically through the world. And these are best explored in survival mode, because if you do it in creative mode, it just breaks it. Let's go into survival mode and out of F4 mode so we can see what we're doing. So we just break that, we get a C message. These say various things and they can be customized. I'm working on getting them customized. This one apparently was a message written by Cop and Joe. And apparently if you want to get a cat girl, you first have to become a cat boy. But yeah, the one of the earlier worlds I played on had some examples of things like bridges across the water and working on some early docks and things like that. So see if I can bring that world up. It may take a little while to load. I think we've just been randomly zipping around. No, this is a completely different pack. They just happen to have very similar themes. So yeah, I was interested that Mermaid Brigade was working on playing through a pack that had a very similar theme to what I'm doing in hardcore. So yeah, this is what I'm actually building myself. So I haven't got a quest system put in yet. I was holding off on that because I was thinking of doing it as an SMP. But I could always add quests to it for a single player experience as well. So if we go back to that ship, or at least the general vicinity of the ship, we should be close to that archipelago. Alright, it's a separate little section. Is it around here? Gonna follow on the map. Yeah, it was up there. So we have a nice little archipelago here that has a couple of small islands and then the big island over here. The horseshoe-shaped island. Nope, no, the mermaid option is just something that seems to be very popular in this style of mod pack. It's a mod called Mermod, which it's fun to add. It gives you another way of surviving the seas. But it's yeah, it's an option. There's a few options. Hybrid Pirates is the name of the pack, obviously, and it's giving me a few options of how you can do things. So we've got the small ships, we've got the VS sail ships, and we've got the pirates that will attack you. So also looking at trying to get some things happening with some extra things, maybe using QBJS or something similar. In another pack that I've played, there's basically pirates that will attack you that are in small ships as well. So using a bit of coding to make some extra baddies. So the other thing I was going to look at was getting some sea monsters in. Now the sea monsters do spawn too much with the default settings for the mod, and there's no real config for it that I can see, but there is another mod recommended to basically control the amount of mobs. So look at adding those as an option as well. But of course the mod pack is getting quite big as it is. So this is wooded badlands back there apparently. So we've got desert, wooded badlands, and what else have we got? Oh, we've got the jungle obviously. Yeah, bit of variety of biomes, and obviously you can go across the world and find different biomes and build in those biomes, like build artificial islands in the biomes. And of course you've still got your cave biomes, they're just much deeper. So over here we got, looks like a cold biome. River. And there we go, we got some ducks as well. Got lots of life. And we got some flax here as well, which will be another source of wool. Because you can grow this for string. And we've got a bunch of different types of foods you can prepare with Farm's Delight and a bunch of add-ons in there as well. So, hoping to find some pineapples. Let's go back to the main menu and have a bit of a look at some of the other worlds if I've still got one of them floating around. So I've upgraded the pack. This is for iteration 8 of the, well, really 9, but I'm calling it 8 because 7 had 2 iterations. Cows and sheep are pretty rare. Alright, let's see what worlds we've still got. Yeah, I didn't bring the world over from one of the other instances. But we could start with this one here. This one I'll have an example of another really nice archipelago, another nice little island, I should say, and some pineapples early on. We also have the owls still, so lots of different options for animal and bird companions. In fact, this is one of the really early worlds. This is the one. Interesting to see what happens with the world gen on this one. This is the one where I had pigs and stuff. And we got a sheep. So the world gen has changed a bit. That looks like a shipwreck over there. How far did we explore on this map? Not very far, but got a nice little island over there. We're in survival here, so we'll take our pigs for a bit of a sail. There's the seagulls. You can have some quite horrible seed generation as well. It's a bit hit and miss. I was thinking about trying to get some coding in to make sure that you spawn at least on a reasonable sized island, but thought, no, I'll just leave it. You do need to make a boat of some sort to actually cross the wider ocean, though. If you try and, like a ship of some sort, if you try and use a regular Minecraft boat, it will probably break. Yeah, the world gen was very different back when I made this world. Interesting to try regenerating this world and see what it looks like now. Yeah, I've had some starts in icy biomes, which has been interesting. So frozen ocean. And I was looking at trying to make a ship that has icebreakers built into it that we could use if that was the case as well. Have a pirate ship that's sort of a more designed to get through the ice and come and terrorize you. So I think there's an owl in here. Yeah, there's owls in here as well. Random seagull, they will steal your food. We've got a pet owl there. And we've got some Farmer's Delight stuff happening. Yeah, the small ships do move quite fast and they're much easier to control. But I really like the pirate aspects, and I really like the Valkyrien Sails style of ship as well. So I like having two options, basically. The third option being that you could always be a mermaid. Alright, so we'll jump out of this one, have a look at one of the other worlds. So it's one of the earlier test worlds. What did we call it? Might have been the Piratey Things one. Well, that was an interesting... Alright, this is another one. Yet another one. So this is one where I had a cherry biome as my starting... Cherry grove biome as my starting area. Similar to the one I played a while ago. This one does have sheep. It's actually got a decent sized island. But the island is full of caves, which means that you get lots of mobs on it as well. A little bit of a head start on some of the resources though, because it was easier to mine. And I believe, yeah, we got lots of mushrooms because of the regrowth mod as well. And I think we got walnuts over here. Yeah, so we got squirrels because we had naturally occurring walnuts. Lots of different things. And there's a swan over there. They make weird noises. So yeah, there's a massive cave down here. And another one on the other side, I believe. So having to get those lit up and stop the mobs from overtaking was a bit of a chore. And there we go, there's another massive cave in there which we haven't lit up yet. And because we've got the regrowth, we also get... There's a squirrel down there. We also get those giant mushrooms growing. They get planted by skeletons. So there are alternative ways of getting resources. Really like the walnut wood as well. Goes really nicely with the cherry. So yeah, it doesn't take too long to get yourself established, as you can see. I think not too far from here there's a few villager rafts as well. It's a few different directions you can go with the pack, basically. I think it's pretty much ready. Once I get a few of the things sorted out with the ships for the Nether and the... oh, there's a supplementary sack there. A bunch of other stuff. So yeah, once I get the Nether ships sorted out, and figure out whether I want to be doing a any sort of... There we go, we got eccentric tome in this one. We don't have any manuals. Also, the eccentric tome tends to eat the books as well. So there's a few different books you can make. You can make one for the an explanation of how the ships work, small ships. Another one for an explanation of how the sails ships work. Also looking on having a bit of an explanation on how the pirates work in a third book. So head says eccentric tome, which was supposed to be a place we could keep all of the books, and also the sea messages as well. But what tends to happen is that if you use the eccentric tome and put multiple books into it, it eats some of the books, which is a little annoying. You can use... There we go, there's a villager raft over there. So you can use a bit of scripting to make sure that it just gives you the manuals in the eccentric tome and doesn't eat them up. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Another villager raft over there. Usually they're in groups of 3. I also tried to scatter the structures a bit more. Yep, was that a crash? Do occasionally get crashes is the problem as well. Not quite sure what's causing them. Could be supplementaries, which can have some problems with the Valkyrien Skies. Yeah, I think that's a full crash there. Yep. Yep. That's all right, we'll just kill it for now and have a bit of a look at some of the coding side of things. Unknown custom packed identifier. Yeah. It says that it's saving and pausing the game, but it doesn't seem to have done that. Alright, well, we'll just do a bit of a look at the coding window I was looking at last, which is the Nether ships here. Switch over to the just coding, just chatting window. There we go. And it's not picked it up. So let's just change that over. There we go. So I've got an example of some of the files I've been looking at here. That was the one for the Nether ships, where we managed to get them to spawn on the surface of the lava instead of... Whoops. What's happened there? I've moved that to a silly spot. Managed to get them to spawn on the surface of the lava ocean, which was nice. And on half of the screen. There we go. We put the VLC on the other side. Okay. Stretch that out a little. There we go. So yeah, we've got a few things in here. I was trying to get Drown to drop tridents more as well, but that didn't seem to work. There's no good data pack for it. I'm going to have to rewrite one. And Overworldify was how we're doing the lava sea in the Nether. So I believe we just ended up doing it as a mod, the mod version of the data pack. So a few data pack mods, like the one that makes the ships. So yeah, interesting to see the ships are all made with jigsaw structures as well. So if I could figure out how that worked, I could potentially look at procedurally generating pirate ships, which would be kind of fun. Alright, let's see if we can get another world open on that Minecraft side of things. Alright. What else are we looking at? So I've had a few things we've looked at in here. So that's the Sky Pirates stuff up there. That's for the other mod pack. Some of the code, some of the things we're reusing, some of the ideas, but they're different styles. So yeah, there's our pirate sails default ships, and then we've got ships that we are adding on the where are we? optional ones. Nether ships, there we go. So we got our nether ships here. That's the regular ships. We've got nether ships as well. There we go. Structures ship. And those are the world gen that we're doing these things. So there we go. We've got rules for the nether ships and then the actual ships themselves. Template pool here. It says we can have two different types. So we've got the Piggly Wiggly and the Phantom Leviathan are the two different types of ship we can have in the nether. Gonna be looking while you get ready for work? No worries. So yeah, Minecraft is complaining that it didn't quit normally. Let's have a look and see if we can find that other world. Oh, there was a survival one I was having a lot of fun with, which was in a cold biome to start with as well. Bring that one up. So yeah, I probably kept going for another 45 minutes to an hour. So I started a little late tonight, and it's getting a bit late. Getting a bit tired, but enjoying the stream nonetheless. So I think I'll do a bit of testing of the sea monsters between streams. I think it might be something that's a little frustrating to deal with on stream. Just waiting for my world to load again. So yeah, I need to design some more ships for the pack. Okay, so this one, yeah, this is my one where I had an igloo start. It was very cool. I'll bring that up. All right, so I've explored a bit in this one now and got a bit of progress. But we spawned on this area, but down the bottom of this mountain, if I remember correctly. And then looking on the mountain, there was a naturally generated igloo. And the naturally generated igloo happened to have a basement, which meant we had villagers almost from the start, which was really cool. But in order to do anything with them, we actually had to go exploring quite a bit. Let's see if we've got... Yeah, we've got all of this map that we've explored. And we went and got some extra villagers. And we made a ship from small ships which has the ice breaking functionality. Which is down here, if I remember correctly. And it's kind of difficult to tell what's where because it didn't make things visible very well. Yeah, there we go. So that's the... Oops. Almost died. Should have jumped into the water. Now we've got cooked salmon. We'll just eat that. And we got copper armor because we got the copper and tough backport. And we got some villagers we brought back from our travels as well. So really big expanse of ice, and most of this was still ice until we took this. This is the Drakkar, I believe. And we should have, yeah, we've got the books here. So we've got the Shipwright's Companion, which is the VS Sales ships. And then we've got Simple Ships, which is the small ships. So we've got some information about how all those work. And the different ship types. Examples of what they look like. Most of this info is just from the wiki. And I fixed one recipe, I think, in this, where one of the ships wasn't working properly. One of those ship recipes wasn't working properly. And a good source of books in this pack is with supplementaries you can make soap, and you can actually wash the sea messages and turn them into regular books again. Thought that was a nice way of doing things. Yeah, I need to make the path up and down a bit more clear so I don't nearly die jumping down. But yeah, lots of fun. Been lots of fun to play test, and would love to have a server set up to do some further testing. I think we're almost ready for a version 1 testing server. Version 1 beta or something. And yeah, we got some things like lights that can actually, like lanterns that can actually be placed as hanging lanterns. And a nice big farm with some flax and wheat, which is the first crops we're able to get, as usual. I was hoping to get the drops for the blueberries and grapes, I think it was, from the spruce trees to work, but I may have to just hassle the mod creator for that one. We managed to get the oranges from the birch trees to work. For some reason, the blueberries and grapes from the spruce leaves do not drop. Maybe they're just not properly implemented. And we've got a few resources in here. So a lot of this stuff was gathered from the villager rafts, where we got the villagers from. Obviously you've got to watch out for the polar bears with cubs in this environment as well. And we also have otters, which are very cool. It's part of the hybrid aquatic. Part of the hybrid aquatic mod. Alright. Let's see what else we got. See if we've got another world we've been playing survival on I can show off. So I haven't actually made it to the Nether in survival yet. Stream test world, I think that was the first one we did. And I think this one was another nice island arrangement. This might be one that was an established base, or it might be another copy of it. No, this is the well-established one, and we're on a ship. Okay. This is the one I was on in my first stream of this pack. It actually seems to be, ship seems to be balanced better than it was previously as well. So yeah, that was a pirate ship that we took over. Then we had a couple of glitchy ships that were somehow spawned on top of each other. So I ended up untangling those with commands. And we've got a little villager trading hall here. A couple of iron golems. Just check the mood of the villagers, because I believe they were pretty unhappy with us, which is why we installed the mod that has your reputation. Yeah, these guys are still unhappy. So we've got to watch out for the iron golems. Because all of these guys got hit with boats. Got hit with a small ship before I picked them up. And, well, the ones that have been bred since then, they've been told to hate me by their parents. So, it's risky to go in there. Because they can spawn golems in there. I'm going to golem down here. And we got the bread recipe. Oh, because we got some wheat. Yep. And the first crop we got was onions. After after wheat. Alrighty. So a lot of the stuff we got here was from rafts. Some of the same things don't generate, but you can see the rafts over there. And we've got, for some reason, a stack of llamas. We did have a small ship here as well at one stage. That's how we got all the villagers over. I think we abandoned the ship when we came back with that one. So it'll be over that way somewhere. And again, we got the little archipelago and a bunch of bridges and things. And I think there was a ocean monument over here where the ship was. So yeah, lots of fun stuff to find. And we've got the noisy car coming through. Doing their nightly cruising past. And a little dripstone farm, a little clay conversion farm. Turning mud into clay. I was thinking it'd be really cool to have like a watchtower or a lighthouse type thing. Be inspired by the odd terrain generation and start making some structures around it. But yeah, basically you end up with isolated villages. One of the things I've actually added as well is villages that are basically floating villages that are sort of cobbled together from whatever they could find. So you can either have the villager rafts or maybe even a village that's built on top of the ocean. Lots of different things, and it's just a matter of finding a big enough area that these things will generate. And this is a very inefficient iron farm here as well. Just bring the golems over and drop them down. One thing I don't think I had in the early days of this pack either was the grappling hook mod. So you can actually use the grappling hook to get onto the ships, which is a lot of fun. Helps if you actually use it properly. But yeah, since the ship's actually sitting properly now, we can easily go up the ladder. One thing that will happen sometimes, it's a limitation of Valkyrien Skies, and we need to look at changing some of the config, which could be why this is sitting better now, is you can get the ships caught on seaweed sometimes. But yeah, lots of beds here. This is basically a floating base. We've got a bunch of resources from when the ship was captured. One of the big problems with the big ships, though, is that there's no easy way to turn them around. Now we can just walk straight off, that's good. Easiest way to move the ships is move things out of their way. Having some sort of integration between the small ships and the larger ships would be nice if we had a way of maybe having a tugboat or something. So you could pull the larger ships. I was hoping that VS Grapples would do that, but it just allows you to use a grappling hook to interact with the ships by getting onto them. Very useful in the airship side of things, though, as well. So yeah, as you can see, we had lots of fun with testing the worlds. I think next time I stream this one, I'll have a bit of development time in between and see if we've got the monsters spawning about right. And if we do, then I might do another survival from scratch stream and do the first test of what will hopefully be the early beta of the game. So they're still in the alpha phases at the moment. But yeah, some very impressive ships you can build or find. If you don't feel like building the ships yourselves, you can take over a pirate ship. If you do feel like building, you can try and do better than the pirates. Also, we've got supplementaries cannons, and they are set up so that they will damage VS ships with one of the mods. Some integration that lets supplementaries cannons destroy VS ships. I think I might have added some extra floats to these, some extra buoys to these ships. That one's very bouncy. Very easy to accumulate a lot of stuff, especially if you find any shipwrecks. But yeah, very proud of this world. This is a lot of fun. Oh, that could make a really cool Skull Island, that one over there. Could make like a skull cave. Lots of very cool. And this one here is basically it's like an ice spike except out of stone. Alright, I think I'll have another look at the world we're looking at to start with. This might have been one that we started on a really small sandbar. Yes, this is the one. So, on this one, if we go far enough, we can actually get to island that has pineapples. But to get anywhere, we needed to first get over to that little island. And then from there we could see other things to get to. So, may as well grab that book. So you have to swim right from the word go. Ah, look at that. There's a ruin down there. Didn't know about that. Ruin portal. And then we got some pillagers, not pillagers, some befriendable pirates over there. Need to go talk to them with golden apples. Let's see another small island over there. Gonna somehow get up onto the top of this one and get our first wood. I mean, it's doable, but it takes a bit of effort. Whereas ignoring them and just going straight over here, it's another way to get wood. In theory, the sharks are supposed to be dangerous. I haven't seen that to be the case yet. And finding out that there's a ruined portal there that I didn't know about is another interesting early game strategy for this particular seed. Obviously, if you respawn, you're respawning in the middle of nowhere again. And I got the sponges there as well, which are an interesting way of getting early game sponges. I always like the coconut trees too. They're really good for food. Alright, let's actually make a boat and head over to the last section where the jungle is. I need to do some more experimenting with the lava ships as well. As Zora was saying in the YouTube chat earlier, having some designs tested better in the Nether would be a good step there. Alrighty, let's see if I can find some pineapples. I'd like to show those off. I think they were over this way. From memory, there was a jungle island over this way. And yeah, I see some pineapples there. Yeah, we got wild pineapples, and we can obviously do more with the pineapples. But pineapple delight for that. Again, a nice little island to get started on with some interesting resources. And another island not too far away, so start of a small archipelago. I think there's only 2 islands in this specific area, but again, we've got some interesting features could be used. So there's cows, but no sheep in this one. It can be challenging to get some of the mobs. Looks a little dangerous. Let's see if we can get up another way. That tree does not want to let us up this way. So we can see over this way. Haven't looked over this way. The answer is not much. We got a natural lava flow over there. Some extreme terrain, which is always interesting. Lots of fog. Keep it ambient. So we do have access to flax here, so we could grow string or grow flax and get string and wool from that. We got access to pineapples, so an interesting food resource. Hello, Flat Pixel. Good to see you. So just showing off one of the seeds I've played on previously on this mod pack that I'm putting together. This is the Hybrid Pirates mod pack. So I've just got a small jungle island here. And there's some pineapples in the middle of the island. And we're in survival, so we really do need to make some sort of shelter. I have not bothered to do because I've been busy running around from island to island, island hopping to try and show off the pineapples, and now I've left myself high and dry with no shelter. We do have an ocean ruin over there, though. Alright, well for this world, since it's a demo anyway, I might just quickly make a little hut and hide in that for the night. Oh, baby zombie. I think we'll just go straight for the water. Get away from the zombie. problem is retreating to a boat means that because we've got unseaworthy, if we take the boats into deep water, we get into trouble. We got drowned after us as well. I might just make a quick little structure on this small island here, just to keep us out of trouble till morning. Yeah, drowned nearby. Probably that little baby zombie we had earlier. So yeah, I think we'll abandon this world for the moment. We showed off the pineapples. And we're going to look at a world that doesn't have quite as much danger in it. So yeah, we were looking at ships in the Nether, in an endless Nether ocean earlier. It's so the Nether basically reflects the overworld. Let's go for... Let's go back to the one of the first worlds, just to have a bit more of a look at where you can potentially get to. Slightly more advanced. There we go. So we've got a couple of liberated ships from the pirates. Quite impressive one here. That's basically a floating base. A couple of smaller ones. We did have a small ship that we originally got all the villagers from. And we've got hostile villagers, so we've got to be very careful if we go in to the villager trading hall. Because they can generate golems, and the golems will just take us out immediately. The golems that are out here are safe-ish. I tend to just turn them into iron with leads to keep them safe-ish. A little bit of bread in this one. Yeah, the ships are... I can't take credit for the ships. They're ships that are in the Pirates mod that's part of the pack. But putting the ships, putting things together and trying to make it coherent. I have made some individual ships of my own for the Nether, but they're not quite working yet. They're a little bit buggy. I'm trying to get this guy over to the campfire that's over here. There's one in the water as well. But yeah, these are basically free iron at this point. Very inefficient iron farm. don't think this one's coming back out of the water, to be honest. Might leave that one there. It'll be good defense against the drowned. That's brutal. We'll just look the other way. Nothing going on here. Oh yes, so you can toggle the sails on the ships. Toggling the sails will actually turn on and off the motive power on the ships as well. So this one over here, all the sails are furled at the moment. But you get nice big sails when you toggle them. You can use ropes to toggle them with as well. I'm just going to sleep so we don't have any baddies come get us. So yeah, we had a small ship in this world as well, which we used to get ourselves the villages in the first place. Because the sail ships, they look great, but they can be a little difficult to get the hang of. Alrighty. So yeah, we've got our part of our diving suit here as well. So diving suit doesn't give you a huge amount of space to breathe underwater, but it gives you time to get down to the ocean floor, for example, especially if you put on diving boots. And it allows you to see a little better than you would without the diving mask. But of course, with a deep ocean and only a small addition to how long you can breathe underwater for, which is water breathing, clarity seems to sit there quite happily, but the water breathing does run out. So you need to make sure you've got the ability to change out of your boots, or to remember to swim from the bottom of the ocean. You can still do it when you've got the diving boots on, but it's easier to get to the surface if you start running out of stamina by making sure that you're just not wearing the diving boots. So the most fantasy this pack gets is that you can choose to become a mermaid or a mer person, but that's just something fun I thought I'd leave in there. I'll throw in there just as a little extra thing you can do. The iron golems aren't very realistic either compared to that. So, alright, I'm starting to run out of steam. I've got about 15-20 minutes to go in my normal stream time. You can see that over there, those villager rafts there was where I got the villagers from originally. And I think over that way was where we got some of the supplies from. Had some of the more interesting things like coconuts. I think we got from over that way, or possibly over there. So Distant Horizons really helps with yeah, mer person, that's right. Distant Horizons really helps with the immersion in the world and seeing that it is in fact a series of islands once you've started exploring. Again, the world gen will probably be slightly different to when these worlds were generated because I've tweaked things and re-added things, removed things and added things. And I will look at adding sea creatures in as well. I need to tweak the frequency of the generation of those sea creatures because it's brutally unplayable if you have too many of them generating, because they only generate in ocean biomes and ocean shore biomes, and of course that's all this world is. All the worlds are that you get from this mod pack. So extremely inefficient iron farm, but it gets us enough iron for what we're doing. Alrighty, I'll just do a quick once around of the bridges here to show you how far we got on this little archipelago. Should be able to just duck under here. Yep. So we got some sheep. We got ourselves some flax. So we're running low on wool. We can manufacture it out of flax, because flax basically can be converted into string and can also be turned into sacks. We've got a bunch of sheep there as well that we managed to finally get together. And over this way, a little gangplank that goes around the edge of the island. And then a bridge across to the other island. Just to link it all together nicely. Learning how to build bridges that look like a straight line on a map has been fun as well. We could probably build ourselves another small sails ship to go and find the other one. But it's over that way somewhere. And we just got another little tiny bridge to get this tiny little section of island over here. So yeah, somewhere over that way we've lost our small sail ship, because we just left it behind when we got the larger ship. We got our way up onto this section of the island through the waterfall here. Well, at least we do in theory. I don't know if we ever actually bothered to do it on this particular copy of the world. Once a fairly good seed, I generally just play through it a few times. I play through at least once and then reload it to see what changed after I'd added and removed mods. So most of the established worlds probably need to be restarted to have the accurate experience of starting on that particular seed. I've just got a little spiral staircase here that probably got the jankiest ever walls to it, but I like it. And yeah, we've basically just got a fort built into the edge of the world above. I'd probably, if I was to continue this world, I'd probably look at making it into sort of a coastal terraced, very crowded housing sort of look. Might just grab a regular boat, see if we can get our small ship's ship back. Even though it's not the safest way to travel. Eat some bread and see if we can find our way back there. Although it is about to hit night time, so... Alrighty. So you see just how unseaworthy the boats are when we go out into the open ocean. Head out too far for too long and the boat will break. The clouds, that's super fancy clouds. Refabricated, I think. Yep. And so yeah, that's where the villagers were. Hi, AJS, by the way. Oh, there's my. You've basically finished your time you're putting aside for streaming alarm. I'll give it a little bit longer since you turned up, AJS. And since Flatpixel's here as well. So I'm just looking for a lost ship. I had a small ship's ship. It was over here somewhere when I found the pirate ship. What potions have we got? Instant healing. And just a glass bottle. Oh, and we lost the boat. And you can see there's a monument down there. We can't see the small ship's ship over this way soon. We might just head back to base. Yeah, we'll jump out here. We'll just have a quick look at the map. So I'm thinking it probably ended up over that way or over that way. We haven't really looked at this island yet. I think we'll head down to the southeast. Down towards this little section here. I seem to remember going past this. There it is, there's our ship. So we'll just swim to that one. We'll take that one back to base. Oh, we got a lost villager there as well we can pick up. Try not to hit them with the ship. It'll make them very cranky. Get them into a regular boat. No, you don't like the look of the boat? It's not seaworthy enough for you? Let's get in the boat, you silly sausage. Here you go. There we go, got him into that boat. Now try and get him over to this one. Do we have an axe? We don't. We do have a sword, but don't want to hit it with a sword. Knife? See if we can get them in the boat. It worked! Okay. So we can take them back to the base. In our slightly rickety ship. So, Aegis Flat Pixel is someone I've been on a server with some time ago, the Flat vs Super Flat with Biomes server, and also a Super Flat player from way back. Also, if you're getting into Decked Out, you might be interested in Flat Pixel's Haunted Hunt minigame, which is built entirely in Super Flat, and it's a minigame along the same lines as Decked Out. I was absolutely terrible at it, but I think you'd really enjoy it if you had a look at it. All right. Now, the fun thing about these boats is you can pick up various different mobs with them, and you can actually use them as a bit of a mob trap for picking up drowned, if you want to farm drowned. But of course you can also use them for transporting villagers, which is very handy. Oh! Lightning just struck the ocean near us, that's a little bit scary. So yeah, this is the two types of ships. We've got the small ships. This is just a little birch cog. And you've obviously got the sails ships as well, which they're specifically ships from the Pirates mod, which is another mod we've got on here. It's a nice combination. Gives you a few different things you can do. We'll just leave these guys here. I don't know if the... Oops. We might just bail. I don't know if the golem can actually get onto the ship. We can find out, I guess. So this ship can sort of pass through the bridge there, which is a little silly. think we just hurt the golem with the ship. We did. That's the other problem, is that you can hurt the villagers with the ships, and you can hurt other mobs with the ships. You can hurt them with the small ships. You can't hurt them with the large ships, even though you can effectively run them over. Alright, that should get rid of the thunderstorm. And we've got our ship back, so that's actually some progress on this world, which wasn't intended, but always quite fun. And you can kick these guys out of the ship quite easily. Let's replant that flax. Also, the ship has a hold, so plenty of storage space in the ship. We've got lots of different types of fish because of the hybrid aquatic side of things. So yeah, you can quite easily get the mobs out of the ship by just right-clicking them. But if they don't have somewhere to go, they will tend to just go back to the boat and end up back on the boat. Once they're actually on the boat, if you're on the boat as well, you can actually go into first-person mode, and you can put them as passengers just by right-clicking them, and it'll put you back into third-person mode, as you saw there. How is their mood towards me? In fact, neutral. That's probably the best we've got at the moment. The villagers that we have brought back already are all hostile because they got hit too much with boats when they were being transported. So if we go in there, or if we get too close to their proximity, they'll spawn a golem, and the golem will be cranky, and that's a problem. So that's why these villagers are currently all locked up. Now there is a forget-me stick, I think it's called, that you can make that is for resetting villages. There's a problem with the search, in that it doesn't work. I might have to put forget me stick into the chat, or just forget into the chat. Copy that. Few teething problems. Maybe it doesn't have a recipe. Maybe it's a creative only one. I can't remember what the recipe was, but it's supposed to be there. Maybe it was creative only. Maybe I took it out. Maybe I thought it was too brutal. Let me just double check the forget me stick and see if there's a recipe for it. Maybe it just needs to be unlocked. Okay, so it's 2 ender pearls and a bone, which is not easy to get in survival. It's probably why I don't have the recipe. Can be difficult to get from villagers that don't like me. Build them up there. Okay. So yeah. Obviously the ender pearls with the forget me stick, which I'm not going to bother with right now, but don't have any ender pearls in here. Ender pearls are a little difficult to come by. We can make glow slime though. You can find them in stronghold corridors, or if we can get, yeah, we can get them from clerics if we can get enough trades in with a cleric. Actually, let's check. Do we have any emeralds in this ship? Only 2. Yeah. Alright, well, it's been fun, but I think I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'm getting a bit tired. But thank you for stopping by, AJS and Flatpixel. Good to catch you at the end of the stream. And if you haven't already, feel free to check out the other streams on this, on the Hybrid Pirates pack, and also on the Ethereal Airships 2 pack that I've been working on, which is a similar theme, except adding the pirates and various other things to the Ethereal Airships pack I've already created. It's going to be Ethereal Airships 2, because it's moving on to a different world gen, and also moving on to... oh, there's an otter down there. Moving on to new versions of Create being supported as well. Hello, otter. You're looking for crabs? Might be why I can't see any crabs. Very cute. Alright, anyway. I was going to wrap things up. So, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. It's been fun to get back and revisit this world a bit. And I see a wandering trader. Why? I'll come back to the wandering trader when I next play. Alright. On that note, let's hit the outro screen. And I'll do some more work on this one, and I'll come back to this world, well, not this world, but this mod pack in a couple of weeks. Next week I'll be working on the Ethereal Airships 2 pack. Alright, let's get the ending music going. Alrighty. And I will say thank you very much, Flatpixel and AJS, for being here. Thank you to Unchecked Jaw for stopping by earlier. And are you still here? Thank you for being here for most of the stream, Unchecked Jaw. I appreciate that. Unchecked Door, not Unchecked Jaw. That sounds painful. And thank you to thank you very much to Zora for stopping by earlier as well. It's fun to have you here. And yes, Flatverse was over 3 years ago, I think. So quite a while ago. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning here, Flatpixel. So, well and truly time to go to bed. But I like doing my Thursday night streams, and it makes it Thursday mornings for most of the rest of the world, or around Thursday lunchtime for you, I think. So, alrighty. I will say my thank yous to my patrons while I'm here as well. So thank you to the Fantastic Soap, thank you to Oni Arrow, and thank you to Catsmith for being ongoing paid patrons. And yeah, appreciate you continuing to do so. And if you haven't already, like the stream. I know everyone watching is probably already subscribed, but if there's anyone watching the replay later, or anybody who's just been lurking, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I finally managed to make it past 500 subscribers recently, so I'm very chuffed about that, and very happy about that. Just trying to get to the point of getting past the view hours that are required on YouTube for getting into the YouTube Partner Program. And obviously it'd be nice to get to the point where I've got regular viewers on Twitch and I can get into the Twitch affiliate program as well. But yeah, it's been very fun. Music, of course, is Cobblestone generated by Apollo Music. If you were listening earlier, you would have heard one of the tracks we were using there. We're using Too High to Die, a new one that Apollo's done for me recently called Captain Fred of the Tech Heads, and then we also had Mud Puddle at the beginning as well, as I traditionally do on my streams. Alrighty. Wrapping up my time on the Inheritance Hardcore world soon as well. I've been really getting into that. So there'll be another episode. Episode 11 will be coming out soon. I'm hoping to get at least up to episode 12 if everything goes well, according to my plans. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll see who the world ends up with. So I've nearly reached the 6-month time limit on that one. So I think I've got a little bit more time left on the music here. There's just a little bit gap in there. Yep, there'll be a little bit of an outro just coming up in a moment. And once I'm finished on the Inheritance Hardcore world, plus my time is up, I'll probably return to the Skyflat Hardcore world. And hopefully I'll have some time to set up a server for either Sales modpack or for Ethereal Airships 2 sometime soon as well. So that'll be fun. Also need to revisit my Tyrannus Superflat world gen and see if that works in modern Minecraft versions. So I have to check that out before I get back into the Tyrannus Superflat Hardcore. Alrighty, that's it from me. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next stream or video. Bye for now.